What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. We are doing the review of the Element Enduro TrailRunner. Meanwhile, trying to film, Dusty decided that his would roll from up here all the way down somewhere in there. Right there. Getting to a very steep incline here. Might end up at the same fate as Dusty. A little depth check here.
So right there we're fine. And you come right here.
Oof.
All
right.
I think we can do it.
That's about mid wheel.
Maybe over for you. There we go. Okay.
What's up, everyone? Today we have the Element RC Enduro TrailRunner final verdict from me on my review, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, what I think needs to be changed, what I broke, and just everything in general. Let's dive straight into it. There's a lot to cover. Okay, so bought this, really wanted it because the IFS, really interested in the truck. It's a very cool truck, very interesting with the IFS. I did thoroughly enjoy driving it. It was a really fun truck to drive. It handled well. The IFS did amazing, just like I suspected. It was really interesting to see it kind of flex and everything, and just awesome to have something other than a solid axle, just to kind of spice it up a bit and just change everything. I think it's really cool what they did. I'm really happy with it. So far, there was a lot of things I liked, a lot of things I didn't like, and a few things broke. So let's go ahead and go into what I liked about the truck. What I liked about the truck was the IFS, of course. Really cool. Really liked what they did with that. I really thought it was just a cool design. Everything was awesome there. It worked flawlessly. It still works pretty good. Everything's just awesome. The Team Associated shocks are very good, very good. I really liked it. Everything was awesome, and it performed very well. Chassis seemed to be pretty well balanced with the battery being slid forward and all that good stuff. Everything seemed to work pretty well in that department. The 4-link setup in the rear was good. The diffs were fine. I didn't have any problems with any of that stuff. All of that I was very happy with. Seemed to handle all the terrain very well. It didn't want to flip over or anything. Wasn't top heavy. It was just very good balanced chassis, and the truck seemed to be very well balanced. The ESC and motor I didn't have any problems with. They seemed to do flawlessly. I did notice there's no off switch on it, so it's just as soon as you plug a battery in, the ESC comes on. That's pretty cool. I don't like it. I don't not like it. It's just a thing. I think it's cool. Not bad, not good. It's just what they did, and I like it. They don't have to worry about nothing wearing out. There's 2 little external guys here for LEDs that I did end up putting on the body of the truck, so it's really cool they come with that option. I didn't have any problems with the radio either. The radio worked pretty well. Customization on there was a little bit of tuning options on the knobs. They were really good. Didn't have any problems with anything getting in here, any range problems. Probably drove about 55 feet or so away from me, maybe closer to 70 at one point, and it did fine. I didn't have any loss of communication or anything there, so that was really good. I did enjoy that. The drive shaft seemed to do fine. I didn't break any body mounts or anything. Those are all very solid on here. Everything else in that department is pretty good. As far as servo, we did end up breaking the servo. I'm still not sure what happened. As I took the truck off the trail, wanted to come straight in here and show you guys and give you my thoughts on it before I touched it, did anything. There is these BFGs on here. They're a little bit bigger than factory. They're not legit 4.19s or whatever. They are just normals, a little bit bigger than these. Not too bad. Like I said, you can see they're not much bigger at all, but I thought it would help and it would look better, and I just liked them. So now let's dive into the things that I did not like about the truck and that I broke, because there's quite a few. Look, I'm not touching the remote. She's broken. RC Land 1, Element Enduro TrailRunner 0. So kind of weird. I'm not sure what's going on there. It wasn't doing anything weird. I wasn't pinning it against anything. It was in sand with some slate on top. Not a hard obstacle at all. It's just driving and turning, and all of a sudden it was flexing, turning, and it just wouldn't turn. It wouldn't do anything else. Locked up, as you saw right there. Remember what he did? Reset the truck, tried to move it. The servo is really stiff. You see right now, I really can't even move it hardly. So it just locked up there. Kind of disappointing. Like I said, that was probably, I think we had 3.5, almost 4 packs in, probably roughly, just say 3, rounded out. I know I had 3 in it. I can't promise 4, but so about 3 battery packs in, the servo died. That's, I mean, hey, you know, whatever these are. This is a 7200, just Amazon 2-cell battery. So not a lot of runtime on the truck overall. Maybe 5 hours, no, maybe not 5, like 3 hours or so runtime on the truck so far, and servo dies. Not over any obstacle or anything. I haven't soaked the thing in water, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. But nonetheless, servo did die on it. Not to worry, I'm going to put a new servo in there and upgrade that and go from there. Starting with these guys right here, I'm not really a fan of them. I did not see that they had a lot of traction, especially in mud. They didn't do one. I know this is not a mud terrain tire. These are just an all-terrain, so take that as you will. But I didn't really care for these. I feel like they didn't have a lot of traction. They are not that hard. They are a generally soft compound, not as soft as something like the VFG, but these are pretty soft. But they were tiny, and I know they were 1.55s. This is kind of a trail truck, not really a crawler or anything like that. It is a crawler, but you know what I mean. It's not nothing big. It's not like a SCX-10-3 that comes with those basically huge tires, be like a 37 on the truck factory or whatever. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I like them, just trying to compare. I was not a fan of these little generals though. They did not do well for me in any terrain really. rocks didn't really do that well. The loose dirt didn't do, I just wasn't a fan of them. I definitely know there's better out there, and the smallness of them did not help with this truck. Now the truck is pretty light, it's not that heavy. It's really good balance, like I said. So I'm not sure what the deal is with these. With the BFGs on here, night and day difference with traction wise. Just that little bit of lift on there from that size tire. It's literally nothing right there. It's not even, it's smaller than the width of my finger, but just that little bit helped a ton with the truck. And that sounds crazy, but try it out. If you don't believe me, you won't regret it. Those changed everything for a lot of it. They were very good. I did like them. It helped the truck just maintain a lot better grip over everything, and just helped it tackle a lot more obstacles that you couldn't with these little guys. So definitely, if you're looking to do something as far as upgrades, I would start with the tires. So tires were one thing I didn't like, the size and just the traction provided by them. I didn't think they were that good. Other than that, the looks, they're pretty good. They do look good. The wheels look pretty good. I like the little ERC little center caps there, trying to be like a TRD cap. I thought that was pretty cool. I did like those, and everything was cool. Look wise, just performance for me wasn't the best. Okay, next thing I want to go over that I didn't really like or had a problem with was the body. The body looks awesome. It is very good, and it's not necessarily the body itself, it's everything around the body. These little plastic pieces they put on, as you can see, I know they were trying to make it where you could easily remove stuff, but it was very easy to remove, as in rocks or anything that hit it. Basically pulled the little pressure fit washers off the back, and basically everything came loose. I don't know where this mirror is. It's gone. I lost it on the trail. I couldn't find it. This guy fell off. Luckily I did find it, and I actually, when I put these back on, I put a little dab of glue on the back of here, so definitely recommend doing that. But as you see, I'm just missing a bunch of these little washers. This little guy right here, I have some play in here if you can see it. Slide that one back on. They're just really easy to get off. I can take this off for you and show you. It's just a little twist right there, and that comes right off. And now if you lose this, and then once one comes out, all the other ones are about to come out. So that was one thing I really didn't like. I thought that could have been done better with even screws or something. Some little tiny 1.5 millimeter screws would have been all it would take, and just thread into these holes and mount there. That would have been really simple to do in my opinion, and would have been way better. Like I said, 'cause I did lose some parts. Luckily, like I said, I found this one. Also to mention, this fell off too. I did find that one as well. Did lose one mirror, couldn't find that one. I think I have a door handles loose, but yeah, so just that stuff, I was not a fan of how they attached that to the body. I feel like there was a better way to do that, and I did lose some parts because of it, and now I gotta source another mirror. So that was that on there. Other than that, the body was good. I did like the scale. It didn't give it top heavy. Like I said, it was not top heavy. It was very well balanced. The whole truck was. I added my lights right here because I haven't put the bumper on yet. I really haven't put any accessories on, minus the lights and different tires when I was doing the other testing, see if that would help any, and it really did. But I haven't even put stickers on this thing yet. I'm really excited to do that. I just haven't had time. I was trying to get this review out to you guys and test it and get all that stuff done, so then I could customize it and start changing it. I wanted to just be kind of as non-biased as I could, just kind of straightforward and honest with you of what happened, and leave the truck basically bone stock. Besides when I put the tires on there, just see if that would help any. Okay, now that everything's out of the way of what I liked, what I didn't like, and what I broke, let's kind of dive into what I would do with the truck once I got it. Some kind of my list that I would do. First thing I would do straight out of the box before anything, and it's not necessarily an upgrade, it's just something I would do. If you don't plan to add any of those accessories, or if you do add those accessories, you probably want to do it to those as well. But if you just want to keep the body like it is, or no matter what you want to do, go ahead and just before you drive the truck, you'll thank me later, take just a dab of super glue and put it on the back of all of these. If you don't think you want to remove them. If you want to remove them, I still don't think it'll be that hard to get off. It would be pretty simple to just pop these guys off and then put it back on later if you'd like. But before you start driving it, to make sure you don't lose any parts like I did, go ahead and just take a dab of super glue and just put on the back of all of these so you don't lose them and they won't come off on the trail, because there was no extra washers for this included in the box. So for instances like this, where I now have the fender halfway hanging off and one's missing here, I have no way to attach this now because I don't have any of those washers. So hopefully, fingers crossed, you can just order a bag of this washer or something. I mean, still a dab of glue on the back would probably hold it, but I don't know if that glue would come through the Lexan and mess the paint up. So we'll see, but something to note, I would definitely put glue on the back of all these accessories on the body to make sure you don't lose them during your trail ride. Second thing I would dive into, depending on what you want to do, is tires. If you do like those tires, that's awesome. Nothing wrong with that. My personal experience was I didn't like them. I feel like there was way better option out there that didn't have a lot of traction, and the size definitely limited the truck on its capability by this little skid plate right here. As you can see, I've got some scratches. Just kept hitting everything. It's just not really that high. Perfect example, you can't even go over this tire without this skid plate hitting. I know it's an IFS truck and all that stuff, but just trying to give an example and just tell you guys my thoughts and my honest opinion on it. So yeah, right here, if you go, you couldn't even run over this tire without it hitting or pushing it out of the way. So there's something to note there. It's just the ground clearance on this truck is very low. So with these tires, think about that. That's with these tires on here. These are Proline 1.42s. So that's something to note. These are 1.55s. These are a 4.19 tire. They are a little bit bigger than factory ones, but they are nothing compared to like a normal 1.9. So just keep that in mind. These aren't really big tires, but they are just a little bit bigger, and that helped a ton. But even with the stock tires, didn't have a lot of traction, didn't have a lot of ground clearance, so I would definitely try to upgrade your tires to something bigger. I wouldn't necessarily put a 1.9 on there like a standard size, because you probably would rub into some rubbing issues on the body. With these, I did not have any rubbing issues per se. I did have a few times it did rub, but it was not necessarily an issue. Like, it wasn't trying to break the body or bend it out or anything. It was definitely not having that. As you see, like on the back, I still have all my clips on the back and stuff. Even on the back here, it was just the front that came off right here, and the front there, that came off before I even put these tires on there, so there's that. But yeah, so definitely would dive into some tires and see what kind of you like there, and dig into that realm and try to perfect that a little more. Then third thing, I have to mention it, I may have just had a lemon or a fluke here. Maybe you guys are on this factory servo for over a year, and that's awesome. I really hope you are, but I would have to say I would upgrade the servo. Not only it didn't have a lot of torque, it wasn't low on torque per se, like really didn't have any at all. It did have some, but it definitely wasn't as torquey as I would like for a crawler and just for the things I want to do. So I would definitely look into upgrading that servo, especially now I have to because mine failed. If you guys failed as well, I will drop something right here on what I would recommend or what I'm going to put in mind. I'm not quite sure yet. It's probably a save ox, or I'm looking into Eco Powers. I had some of those in my TRX4 and they were flawless. So maybe looking at something like that is a cheaper option there, or you can dive into the save ox. Those are always my favorite, very good servos. Price still isn't that bad, not as cheap as the Eco Power, but still very good. So definitely looking at upgrading your servo and go from there on that one. Then fourth, I would look into maybe lifting the truck a little bit. If you do plan to do more crawling or trail riding with it, and you do go over some obstacles that are kind of, you know, up there, and you don't have the ground clearance because of this front right here, and you're hanging out with other guys that don't maybe have this truck, they have the Axial or a TRX4 or something like that, then probably want to look into some way to lift it. I'll be honest, I don't have a way to lift it. I don't know of a way. I'm just giving my suggestions, what I would try to look into. I'm sure someone out there has come up with something, and I definitely would try to look into that. Next thing that I would try to add to the truck is inner fenders. I don't know why I didn't come with it in the first place. I mean, I guess I understand not everybody's doing that, but I think it's kind of should be a standard. I believe Scale Builders Guild was also talking the same in his review of it. Just inner fenders or something I feel like should come on the trucks. As you see, this thing is not ruined, but it's really dirty just from having no inner fenders on it. Went through a little bit of mud and stuff here and there, so would definitely try to put some inner fenders on it. I'm going to work on 3D printing some and designing them myself, and I'll have them for sale shortly on the site. So little teaser right there. I'm going to work on inner fenders that I like to try to cover some of this stuff. Come on the inside right here of this frame, that's where, like, so the drive shaft doesn't hit, but just kind of protect it so you don't have to clean the truck and your electronics get all that dirty as much. Obviously have to clean the truck, but maybe not as much as you do now. So I'd look into doing something like that. I'll have mine out shortly. I don't know how long. I'm working on a bunch of Sin stuff right now, but they'll definitely be out there. So there's some inner fenders for it. And then next thing is just kind of a personal preference. What I would like, because I'm really not a fan of body clips. I just think they take away from that realism, especially as a body like this. I'll admit, this body looks fantastic. So I do love the way this body looks. It's very scale. It's very cool. All the little plastic pieces on here are awesome. Once you get those glued on, you make sure they're not going to fall off there flawless. They look really good on the truck. They add that little bit of detail, and I think it's perfect for them to do. Very smart, very cool. But I would also try to delete the body clips in a way. I know it's hard. Obviously, the factory body only has holes drilled in here, but there are the little indentions for the roof rack and stuff that you want to add. And so if you buy a factory body, hopefully they will offer these without holes in them, so you could put magnets or something on here, however you would want to mount it. This thing would make the truck look so much cleaner. With the roof rack on, you won't notice the top as much. It just won't be that noticeable if you don't have the roof rack on if you decide to do that. I don't think I'm going to put it on, and then I probably change mine and put it on there, but just I think the body clips take away from the scale look of it, especially as they did so well in my opinion with the body, and it just looks so freaking good. I really like it. So that's my take on that. I would definitely try to get some magnets or whatever you order on their body. And there's nothing wrong with this one, obviously, if you just bought the truck, but I would try to do something with hiding the body mounts. Again, that's personal preference. Nothing wrong with the truck. It's just something I would try to do because the body looks so freaking good. And then you just have these posts sticking up. It's like, why, man? Why? So, guys, that's kind of where I'm at with the truck right now. This is my final verdict and initial review on the truck. I'm definitely going to throw a servo in this and continue to play with it and discover new things that I like about it, new ways I want to tune it and tweak it, and I'll be coming out with some parts for this thing in the future. I just spoiled it right there, no surprise now. I'm coming out with parts for this. I'm going to be prototyping a bunch of stuff, working on stuff like the inner fenders I mentioned. I'll be working on some scale parts for the outside. Definitely stay tuned for that. Keep a look on the website and social media for that. It's going to be really cool stuff I'm trying to work on for this. I'm really excited about it. Overall, the truck, I did like the truck. I did enjoy driving it. I think the IFS is fantastic, a really good idea, really good design, definitely really cool to work with. Just some little kinks you got to work out with it. Like any truck, nothing's perfect, but there's some little things that I wish would have been better, as I covered in the video. But all in all, I think the truck was awesome. The balance felt great. I love the balance of the truck and the chassis. It felt really good. It didn't want to flip over on any way, didn't want to be front heavy, back heavy. It was pretty good balance, or perfectly balanced to me, and I really did like that about the truck. But it's different. You guys may not agree with anything I said, and that's perfectly fine. Your opinion's your opinion, my opinion is my opinion. Nothing of this is technically true or fact. Some of it is that I had broken stuff that it could have been better, but this is just my initial opinion of the truck and what I thought hopefully help you guys if you're buying one, or you're curious about getting one, you're on the fence. Maybe this will help you buy one, maybe this will help you want, whatever you'd like to do. If you're on the fence about that, I will tell you, just pull the trigger, just pick it up. I was on the fence about it for a while, working on a bunch of other products. Finally saw one in my local hobby store and was like, yep, we gotta have it, let's get it. So if you're on the fence about it, don't be on the fence anymore. Go ahead and get the truck. You won't regret it. It is an awesome rig. The IFS is fantastic. I really like that feature about it. It's awesome and everything's just great. Really happy with it. I know it has some flaws here and there, but overall the truck is fantastic. I think Element did a great job with it. I can't wait to fix the servo and get out there and try some new things with it and put some of my parts on there that I'm going to come up with and go from there. Really appreciate you guys watching this video. I really hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Any upgrades you've done to yours, you have any tips for me or anything, drop them down below. I love reading you guys' comments. I appreciate every comment. So if you have any tips for me, let me know about that, what you've done to yours. If you had any problems with yours, let me know down below. We'll talk about it down there. Remember, subscribe. It would help me out a lot, and I'd really appreciate it. We're getting close to my goal of 1,000. Freaking awesome. Thank you guys so much. It wouldn't be possible without you. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have an awesome day. If you're on the fence about the Element Enduro TrailRunner, don't be on the fence anymore. Go pick you up one right now. You won't regret it. Thank you guys. Have an awesome day.